So we have two Dinger D7s from Dinger Baits. We're going to turn them into crappie. So the first thing we're going to do is give a nice coat of white. Nice and solid. Get it all covered. I like to paint at least two at a time. Goes faster that way. Okay, we have those heat set. Rinse out the gun just real quick here. I have a little transparent green. Shouldn't take too much. Turn my pressure down a little bit. Just real lightly going to spray the bottom side of the belly. Real light. Just like that. Blow that paint off. Come back with a little bit of pearlized pearl silver from Createx. Again, we want to push it real low. We're just going to go right over the top of that green, real light. I'm going to shoot the backs with this, just letting it kind of go down the sides. One more drop of paint. Okay, blow that paint out. And now I'm going to heat set this. Now we're we're going to wrap both of these in this mesh. Just some craft section mesh. Try to get it on fairly tight. Make sure you have heat set good at this point. Otherwise, your mesh and your clamps are going to scratch your paint, which you don't want. Okay, just like that. This has got glitter on it. If a little bit of that comes off, don't get excited. We might add glitter to this when we're done anyway. More the merrier. Rinse out our gun one more time. We want it fairly clean right now. We're going to use some opaque black. Again, low pressure. We want a fairly low pressure or we'll have paint come in underneath our mesh. We don't want that. We're going to start from the top down. Rotate it just a little bit. Let that overspray go down the sides. A little less than halfway. Same on this one. Okay, this is tricky because this is kind of a nylon type mesh, plastic of some kind. We're going to heat set it, but we don't want to melt the mesh. So real slow, low heat. Dump that little bit of paint off. Again, we want to clean our gun very good now. all wiped out. Rinsed out well. Now we have some toxic purple from Green Stuff World. We're going to shoot a little bit of this over the black. Make sure this stuff's mixed very well. We'll start at the top again and work down the sides, just like we did with the black, covering the black. I like this paint from Green Stuff World. It's a color changing paint, which I think works very well on crappie. The purples and blues and greens really stand out and change in the sunlight. Give a good coat of that. Kind of blow that off. And then again, another color changing paint from Green Stuff World is Celestial Azure. I hope I pronounced that right. We'll put just a couple drops in the gun. Always test your gun before you start to spray on your bait. Otherwise you can have an accident. Now we'll spray kind of the bottom side below what we did. Kind of over our white and green, just a little bit. Kind of let it fade up into the dark. A little higher on the back if you need to, if you want to. Okay. Now we're going to heat set this again, but again we need to be careful and not melt our mesh. mesh off and see what we have so far. Looks fairly interesting. It's the reason I like to do two at a time, is even though you do them both side by side, they never quite turn out exactly the same. I like that. How the light catches that, changes color. I hope the camera's picking that up. From green to purple. Much like crappie. So now I'm going to clean the gun real good. And I'm going to come back with a little more transparent white, I believe, on the belly. Lighten that up a little more. Actually, pearl white. Let's use some pearl white. Just right along the belly. Let a little bit of overspray go up the sides. It's fine. Just like that. Blow that little bit of paint off. A little more black. Again, I don't want much pressure here. Turn it down a little. Just a little bit. Now we're going to come right along the back, just right down top of the backbone, just like that. We'll shoot a little bit right here on its nose. And I always like to get the eye sockets while I'm here with some black paint. Just real light. Forget the back. Just along the back. Just like that. Now we'll heat set. We still have a little black. So I'm going to use this stencil. Put just a few small little freckles right up here, kind of on the gill plate. Turn it over and do the other side. Just like that. you can tell I've used this stencil on these D7s quite a bit because I got the notch cut in for them. I really like these dinger baits. Very high quality, very good customer service. Can't recommend him enough. Okay. Crappie needs a few spots. And there's a lot of ways to paint spots, but one real simple way is just put a little black paint here on a piece of paper and use a little piece of an artist sponge. And just dip your sponge in there. We'll just give him a few little black spots here. Try to make them pretty random. Couple big ones, couple little ones, just real random, not a real true pattern. Just kind of like that. Okay, we'll heat set that again. So I hope you can see the iridescence and the shine in that green stuff world paint. I hope the camera's picking that up in the light. Looks a little bit like a crappie. Hopefully the fish don't care. It isn't perfect. But I never saw a perfect crappie. Just like that. I really like that color changing paint. So tomorrow I'll put eyes on it and give it a clear coat and it'll be done.